Every work surface, oh look, you got that for 50% off, nice. In this video, we're looking at 31 kitchen design rules starting right now. A swinging door into your kitchen should measure a minimum of 32 inches. Meaning the opening of your door should be at least 2'10", and the way you measure this is from the doorstop to the face of the door open at 90 degrees. Entry doors into your kitchen should not interfere with the opening of appliance doors. In my kitchen, I don't have an entry door, so it's not an issue. However, appliance doors should not interfere with each other as well. As you can see in my kitchen, my microwave door and my oven door are clear of one another. In a kitchen with 3 work centers, the distance between all 3 should be no more than 26 feet. The minimum distance between 2 being no less than 4 feet and no more than 9. In my kitchen, the distance between my fridge and my sink is 7 feet. The distance between my range and my sink is just about 4 feet. And the distance between my range and my fridge is exactly 9 feet, meaning that the maximum distance in my kitchen is 20 feet. If you have a pantry, it should never separate 2 work centers. The best place for a pantry is on the end of a run next to a wall or next to nothing. If you have a corner pantry, however, it is okay that separates 2 work centers because it still creates flow in the kitchen. No major traffic pattern should pass through the work triangle. Seriously, just go around next time. In a 1-person kitchen, the minimum distance between 2 work surfaces should be 42 inches. If it's a 2-person kitchen, the minimum distance should be 48 inches. In my kitchen, the minimum distance is 49.5 inches. And these 2 surfaces, exactly 42 inches. The minimum walkway distance in your kitchen should measure 36 inches. I got that one right. If your kitchen has seating where no one is walking behind a seated diner, then the minimum distance between the surfaces should be 32 inches. If you're going to edge past, it should be a minimum of 36 inches. With a walk-through distance of 44 inches. If you have seating on your island, then the minimum distance for knee space depends on the height of the island. For a 30-inch high island, the knee space should be 24 inches. If your island is 36 inches high, the knee space should be 15 inches. And if your island is 42 inches high, say for a bar top counter, it should be 12 inches. Of course, I always say you should measure your lap and then make your distance to fit that so that you're not banging your knee into the back of your island. If your kitchen has only 1 sink, you should locate it adjacent to or across from your range and your fridge. The landing area on one side of your sink should be at least 18 inches, and on the other side of your sink should be at least 24 inches. I got lots of room. Include a primary workstation next to the sink that's at least 36 inches wide by 24 inches deep. Your dishwasher should be placed no greater than 36 inches from your sink. With your dishwasher door open, the distance between an adjacent surface and your dishwasher should be no less than 21 inches. This gives you enough room to stand there and put away your dishes. Include at least 2 waste receptacles in your kitchen, one close to your sink and another waste receptacle close to your other prep surface. If you have an auxiliary sink in your kitchen, maybe in your island, provide at least 36 inches of counter space on one side and 18 inches of counter space on the other. Include at least 15 inches of landing area next to a fridge, or 15 inches of landing area no more than 48 inches away from your fridge. For cooking area, the landing space on one side should be a minimum of 15 inches, and on the other side a minimum of 12 inches. However, I really think it should be more than that, and if you can get more, go for it. Just don't go by the minimums. The distance between a cooking surface and a range hood should be no less than 24 inches. And if this is a combustible surface like a cabinet, the distance should be no less than 30 inches. Oh, and if you are unfortunate enough to have an over-the-range microwave, refer to the manufacturer for the minimum distance. But that would be really unfortunate if you had one of those. So at all costs, don't have an over-the-range microwave. Every kitchen should have proper ventilation. It should be vented to the outside if possible, and the minimum cubic feet per minute of air movement is 150. You don't want your house to burn down, right? I mean, I don't want mine to burn down, so your range should never be under an operable window. And if for some reason it is under a window, the window treatments should not be flammable, obviously. But just don't put your range under a window. I just don't think it's good design. If you have a microwave, it should be no more than 54 inches off the finished floor. But if it's in an island or under a base cabinet, then from the floor to the bottom of the microwave should be 15 inches. The landing area for your microwave should be at least 15 inches wide. Fudge cake. The landing area for your oven should also be at least 15 inches wide. And if that landing area is in an island, It should be no greater than 48 inches away. If a landing area is shared between two things, then you should combine the minimum of those two and add 12 inches. For instance, my sink minimum is 18 inches and 15 inches plus 12 inches equals 45 inches in my case. And this is exactly 45 inches. I'm just a planning genius. It is recommended that you have 158 inches of combined counter space for all the functions of your kitchen. This can seem like a lot, and it probably is if you have a small kitchen, so that's just a guideline and a suggestion. Your countertop edges should be actually rounded and not squared off like this, so if you can, have these rounded or chamfered off on a 45-degree angle just to make them a little safer. Alright, this is kind of a long one. It has to do with the total amount of storage that you need. So if you have a small kitchen, 1,400 inches. If you have a medium-sized kitchen, 1,700 inches. And if you have a large kitchen, 2,000 inches. I think all of this really means that whatever the amount of storage you need, that's the amount that you need. How you doing back there?
Good. Am I too noisy?
Yes, you're very noisy. Of the total recommended, this is a weird one, which I've never even heard of before, but it's in there. Of the total recommended wall-based drawer and pantry shelf drawer frontage, the following should be located within 72 inches of the center line of the sink. For a small kitchen, 400 inches of your storage. For a medium-sized kitchen, 480 inches of your total storage. And for a large kitchen, 560 inches of your total storage. Yeah, I don't know. That just seems like a... Jeez Louise, what you... Holy crow, you bent the whole thing. I try to get you on YouTube and you're destroying the kitchen on me.
Keep that in there. Keep that in there.
Don't be talking, you're the cameraman. What are you doing? You can't be talking, you're the cameraman. You don't think I know to keep it in there? Oh, this next one's corner cabinets. Come with me. Okay, corner cabinets. At least one corner cabinet should include a functional storage device. But everybody knows I hate corner storage, and so I don't even have one. I blocked off my corner completely. But if you do have it, you should have some kind of accessible corner storage solution instead of just having nothing like shelving. So just, do accordingly to what you think you need. Okay, listen. GFCI ground fault circuit interrupter protection is required on all receptacles servicing countertop surfaces within the kitchen. So make sure you have ground fault interruption in your kitchen so that you don't electrocute yourself. This would only really apply to you if you're doing this yourself and you're installing your own electricity, which I don't recommend you do. You should always get a professional, and then they'll make sure that they follow this code because it's in the electrical code. But yeah, if you're going to do this yourself, don't get yourself electrocuted by putting in regular outlets. Make sure they have ground fault interruption, especially around the sink. In addition to the regular lighting that's required by code, every work surface... Oh, look, you got that for 50% off. Nice. Oh! Holy smokes, that was close. Whew, that would have been a cleanup. Every work surface should have an appropriate amount of task lighting, so that means under cabinet lighting. I didn't put any in there, so maybe you don't show that. Yeah, but just make sure you have enough task lighting in your kitchen so you can see what you're doing so you don't cut your little finkies off. Okay. If you want to talk to me one-on-one about your kitchen renovation, there's a link in the description below. Check that out.